Shalom, welcome to another video, and as always, before I get started, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and next double honors to the head apostles / elder bishops of the great millstone who teach and who rule well, peace, blessings, and safety. To all you sincere Akim, keep pushing, keep believing, and keep the faith, regardless of whether people hear or whether they forbear. Alright, so this is going to be a breakdown of Revelation, the 6th chapter. We're going to go ahead and dive right into it. Yahweh watches out, meaning Heavenly Father's will is edifying to the elect. Alright. Okay, so first, alright, this first verse, it says, "And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, and one of the four beasts saying, Come and see." Okay, now this is the same book, alright, that had the 7 seals on it from Revelation, the 5th chapter. Okay, and also from Daniel, the 12th chapter. So let's go ahead and hit that right quick. Let's hit, first we'll do Daniel 12. Okay, this book was sealed, all right, here in this prophecy. Okay, I'm going to start from the top of verse 1. It says, Daniel 12:1, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there should be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book." Okay, so this time of troubles is referred to as Jacob's trouble, the great tribulation, also known as the beginning of sorrows. Okay, and this is the time when Jacob will be delivered. All right, it says in verse 2, "And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But here's the point. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." That's how we know that we're at the end. Okay, because the book has been unlocked. All right, which I did a breakdown of Revelation, the 5th chapter. Okay, and it goes into this. All right, this is the same book that's being spoken of on the first verse of Revelation 6. Okay, it says, Revelation 5:1, "And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside, sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof? And no man in heaven nor in earth, and neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof." Okay, so this is talking about Yahushai. All right, okay, that's the Lamb. Okay, he's the one. He's opening the book now. So he's opening the first seal. Okay, in Revelation 6:1. All right, we're gonna move on to verse 2. It says, Revelation 6:2, "And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer." Okay, now the white horse is talking about a chariot, right, a vehicle of the angels. Okay, the bow is something that you would shoot arrows out of. All right. Okay, so let's get a precept on that. Okay, the bow represents pretty much an instrument of war. All right, let's go to Psalms chapter 45. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and start from the top. It says, "My heart is inditing a good matter. I speak of the things which I have made touching thy king. My tongue is the pen of a ready writer. Thou art fairer than the children of men. Grace is poured into thy lips. Therefore the Most High hath blessed thee forever." And this is speaking of Yahushai. It says, "Gird thy sword upon thy thigh, O most mighty, with thy glory and thy majesty. And in thy majesty ride prosperously, because of truth and meekness and righteousness. And thy right hand shall teach thee terrible things." All right, here's the point. Okay, verse 5, "Thine arrows are sharp in the heart of the king's enemies." All right, the king is talking about Heavenly Father Yahweh. All right, continuing on, it says, "Whereby the people fall under thee. Thy throne, O power, is forever and ever. The scepter of thy kingdom is a right scepter." And the scepter represents rulership. All right, so that verse 5, "Thine arrows are sharp in the heart of the king's enemies." Okay, so, all right, that's why it says that he's coming on a horse, a chariot, and he has a bow. It says, "And a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer." Okay, why? Because It was prophesied of in Daniel the 7th chapter and a few other places. We'll get it in the Old and New Testament that Yahushua would come and he would rule and take over the earth. Okay, all authority and dominion was given to him. All right, this is Daniel 7 and 13. It says, I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. See that? Okay, so, all right, it was given him dominion. So what is he going to do? All right, it says he's going to go forth and conquer. Okay, because the nations are not just going to give up their rulership. So he's going to come and he's going to lay them down. All right, 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 24. It says, then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High. All right, the kingdom being the Israelites. Okay, southern and northern kingdom. Okay, they're going to be gathered up because the kingdom of heaven comprises of the children of Israel ruling. He's going to deliver them up to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. For he must reign till he hath put all his enemies under his feet. All right, so there you go. Okay, he's going to conquer. Let's also read it. It tells you the same thing in another book. Okay, Revelation 19. This will really solidify who the rider is that's on the white horse. All right, Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. It says his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. Okay, we know Yahushua, okay, he's referred to as the word in the flesh. All right. Continuing on, it says, and the armies which were in heaven followed upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And we know that it's prophesied. What's the scripture? Let me think of one. You could get Matthew 24 and 30. Okay, it tells you that he's going to come with the clouds of heaven. Revelation 1 and 7. Okay, behold, he cometh with clouds. All right, so these horses is the same thing. Okay, he's just talking about the chariots of the angels. All right. Continuing on, though, it says, verse 15, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he shall tread the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty Yahweh. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. See that? Okay, so that's why it said that, you know, he was given a crown. Okay, and he went forth to conquer. Let's get the next portion. Okay, verse 3, it says, Revelation 6 and 3, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. All right, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Okay, so the red horse is talking about Esau. All right, let's go ahead and prove that. Okay, as a matter of fact, for this one, I'm going to open up another tab. Going to the blue letter, and first scripture we'll get is Genesis 25 and 30. See, the key here is that word red. Okay, that's a major clue for who it's talking to. All right, so let me close this for a sec. It says, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. Okay, and you go to the blue letter, and you get the Hebrew word for Edom. Okay, Strong's H123 is the word Adawam. All right, which it means, okay, it says red. Edom means red. All right, also Edom, Edomite or Idumean, which are the descendants of Esau. Okay, so that's who is talking about, you know, when it goes into the rider of the red horse. Okay, so continuing on, all right, he was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Okay, why is that? Because he was given a great sword. All right, as it says right there. Let's go ahead and get that precept. All right, in Genesis, okay, where Esau was told that his blessing was going to be the sword. So I'll go down Genesis 27. I'm going to start at verse 38. All right, it reads, it says, And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. This is when Isaac gave the blessings to Jacob and Esau. Okay, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Okay, so there you go. All right, so it says, By thy sword shalt thou live. And Esau is known of, one of his titles also is the sword of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, let's get that. Psalm 17:13 says, Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. From men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life. Okay, the so-called white man, his portion is in this world. And whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. Okay, so he is the sword of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, and he's getting ready to use that sword. Okay, the Lord is raising up. That's why you see, that's why you see Donald Trump, getting ready to persecute. Okay, getting ready to persecute. He's starting with the northern kingdom, and that's going to trickle down to both the southern and the northern kingdom. Okay, this is Ezekiel 21, and I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter, it is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, and he hath given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. Okay, and once again that's talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, he is the slayer. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. Okay. Now, also in that verse, okay, it said that power was given to him, all right, to take peace from the earth. Okay, he had a great sword. Okay, why does it say he take peace from the earth? Because he's constantly gathered together for war. All right, let's get that precept. Okay, Psalms chapter 140 and verse 1, it says, Deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man, preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart, continually are they gathered together for war. Okay, so they take peace from the earth because they're constantly, starting wars, fanning the flames on wars. All right, let's continue on. As a matter of fact, we'll reiterate what we went over. So, okay, this prophecy going to the first, going to the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Okay, so that's what they call it in the world when it referring to this prophecy. The four horsemen of the apocalypse. All right, the first rider is Yahweh Shai. Okay, the second is really going into Esau, bringing the spirit of war, and the third, okay, as it says here, the spirit of famine. Okay, so let's continue on at verse 5. All right, it says, And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. Okay, so let's go into the Greek and see what those balances represent. All right. Okay, Strong's G2218. The word is zygos or zugos. All right, and the root word is zugnumi. All right, to join, especially by a yoke. So captivity or bondage. All right. It says that it represents a coupling, figuratively servitude. All right, a law or obligation. Okay, a pair of balances. Let's get this. It says a yoke, metaphorically used any burden or bondage as that of slavery. Okay, so, all right, this is representative. That black horse represents judgment, all right, and slavery. Okay, let's go back. So, let's continue on. Okay, verse 6, it says, And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. Okay, so the first portion of this is talking about famine. All right, let's go ahead and get some precepts on that, because the Most High, that's one of the judgments that he uses to punish nations is famine. Okay. So second Esdras 16, I'm gonna start at verse 21. It says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth," that's the time we're in now, "that they should think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down." Okay, so there you go. All right, that's famine for you right there. And the second part of that, or the last part of it, where it says, "And see, thou hurt not the oil and the wine." Right, the oil represents the truth, the wisdom. Okay, like you can get Ecclesiastes 8:1, talks about wisdom causes the man's face to shine. That's what oil does. All right, same with the wine. You can quote Isaiah 55. I'm not gonna get it. Maybe brothers could put it in the comment section. Isaiah 55, where it says, "Coming by milk and wine without price." Okay, the wine is talking about this truth. Okay, and the reason why it says don't, is it says, "See that thou hurt not the oil and the wine," is because the oil and the wine is going to be preserved, all right, through the elect. Okay, the elect are going to have the truth. Everyone else is going to be pretty much, in the dust. They're going to be confused. Okay, but those who have the truth are going to remain having it. Okay, so the oil and wine will remain. It will be preserved. All right, now let's continue on. Okay, so just to reiterate, okay, the first horse is talking about Yahushua. The second horse, okay, the spirit of war, all right, which is really going to come through Esau, Edom. Okay, the third horse is the spirit of judgment, famine, captivity. Okay, and this fourth seal, the fourth horse, all right, is going to go into the spirit of death. So let's read on with that. It says, "And when he had opened, Revelation 6 and 7, and when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him." All right, and hell is talking about the grave. Okay, it says, "And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth." All right, so the fourth part of the earth is talking about Esau's rulership. Okay, the fourth beast. All right, the fourth kingdom. Okay, that's the fourth part of the earth, and it's going to be a heavy judgment going out on not just Jacob, but on all the nations. Okay, let's get some precepts on this. All right, so we'll get some for Jake. Another thing you have to remember as well is that we're coming to the time where all the curses that are going to be on us, or that are on us already, are going to be passed off to Esau. So they're going to get caught up in a lot of these different judgments as well. All right, so we'll get Jeremiah 15. Okay, and I'll read verses 1 through 3. So it says, Jeremiah 15:1, "Then said Yahweh unto me, Though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight, and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, Whither shall we go forth? Like what should we do? Then thou shalt tell them, Thus saith Yahweh, Such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy." Okay, so that's pretty much all the things that we see listed off. The sword, famine, death, and then the beasts of the earth. All right, these are all different judgments the Most High sends out, and he sends out evil angels to execute these punishments. Let's go ahead and get a precept on that. Okay, and this one is pertaining to what he did in ancient Egypt, but he's getting ready to do the same thing again here in modern day Egypt. All right, so this is Psalm 78:49. It says, "He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them." Okay, so he has certain spirits that are created to execute vengeance on people. Okay, Sirach chapter 39, also known as Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. And I'm going to start down at verse 28. All right, it reads, it says, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force, and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Okay, so, all right, this is pretty much that spirit of heavy judgment going to be going forth. Okay, bringing mass death. All right, mass deletions. Okay, that's what this fourth a horse represents. Okay, so these are the four horses of the apocalypse, so to speak. That's what people in the world call it. All right, now we're going to continue on. Okay, all right, Revelation 6 and 9. As a matter of fact, before we continue on, I'll reiterate once again. Okay, we got the first horse. Okay, the first rider, talking about Yahushua. All right. Okay, then you have the second one, the spirit of war. Okay, the spirit of famine. Okay, and the spirit of death by many different means. Okay, by the sword, famines, hunger. All right, there's people getting deleted in all different manners of ways, getting eaten by animals. All right, these are the different judgments of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, so let's continue on. Okay, Revelation 6 and 9, it says, And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High, and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, doest thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? Okay, so you had a lot of Israelites, okay, that were deleted, for their testimony. Okay, stoned, hunted down, whatever happened to them, crucified, tortured. Okay, so those spirits are crying out to Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, matter of fact, let's start with this one. All right, those spirits are crying out to the Lord, and he's getting ready to come and execute vengeance for those spirits. All right, 2 Esdras 15 and 5, it says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will send plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Here's the point. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Okay, so those spirits are crying out, and then also you have us. Okay, you have the men of the Lord that are crying out as well here in the physical. All right, Luke chapter 18 and verse 7. It says, And shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear along with them? So that's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what the elect is supposed to be doing, crying out to the Lord. All right, it says, And I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? Okay, and the answer is yes. All right, so let's go back. Continuing on at Revelation 6 and 11. It says, And white robes were given unto them, unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled. Okay, so because you're going to have certain men that are martyrs for this truth. All right, let's continue on. It says, verse 12, Revelation 6 and 12, And I beheld, when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as a sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. Okay, so this great earthquake is going to be caused by the nuclear missiles hitting America, Babylon the Great. Okay, let's go ahead and get some precepts on that. All right, Isaiah chapter 13. Isaiah chapter 13, and I'm going to start at verse, let's see. I start at verse 5. Okay, so it reads, it says, They come from a far country, from the end of heaven. All right, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Okay, this is talking about missiles coming from Russia, China, North Korea, etc., etc. Okay, it says, Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. See that? Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. It says, For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened. Remember, okay, it'll be black like sackcloth. I believe it says in the Revelation 6. Yep. the sun become black as sackcloth. So the sun is not going to give its light, right? Okay. Isaiah 13:10, the sun shall be darkened in its going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Isaiah 13:11, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. So it's going to be them nuclear missiles, okay, to completely burn this place up, okay? That's what's going to cause that great earthquake and cause darkness to cover the skies, okay? Let's get also Isaiah 24. It tells you that the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Okay, this is Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 19. It says, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. That means it was set on fire. By what? By nuclear missiles. The earth is moved exceedingly. Okay, that's that earthquake. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. Okay, and there's one more I'm gonna get. Jeremiah the 49th chapter. It says that the whole earth is shaken at the noise of thy fall. Okay, I believe it's let me see. Where's that scripture at? Bear with me. It's Jeremiah 49, and here it is. Okay, Jeremiah 49 and verse 21. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall, at the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Okay, so the Lord is going to bring so much destruction, it's going to shake up the whole earth. Okay, let's continue on. Revelation 6:13, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as the fig casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. Okay, and this is not talking about literal stars falling from heaven. It's talking about same thing, the nuclear missiles. All right. Okay, the nuclear missiles are going to look like stars falling from heaven. All right, this is Matthew 24:29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. It's the same thing we read in Isaiah 13. It's going to come from the weapons of the Lord, which are the nuclear missiles. All right, and it says, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Okay, stars falling from heaven is going to be those 200 million ICBM nuclear warheads, all right, coming down upon America, Babylon the Great. Okay, that's what that's talking about. It's not literal stars, but it's going to look like the stars are falling from heaven. Because if you look up in the sky at night, all right, if you're not in a big city, you're in a place where you can actually see the stars. They're everywhere, but it's going to be so many missiles dropping that it's going to look like the stars are falling out of the sky. Okay, so let's continue on. Revelation 6:14. So it says, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Okay, and this is the reference to Isaiah the 34th chapter. We'll go ahead and get that right quick. All right, Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 4. All right, it says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. Okay, the armies, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. And that's a imagery of the nuclear mushroom cloud. Okay, looks like a scroll being rolled together. And all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth from off the vine, as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. See, there you go. Okay, so, and who's Idumea? That's talking about Esau, Edom. All right, so that's really that lake of fire is really reserved for the Edomites. Okay, but anyone who's joined into the Edomites is going to be a part of that destruction as well. Okay, let's continue on. Revelation 6:15, it says, and the kings of the earth, and the great men and the rich men, the chief captains and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. Okay, so this is referencing Isaiah the 2nd chapter. Okay, because when the missiles start flying off, okay, all these rich people are going to go down into their underground bunkers. All right. Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 10, it says, enter into the rock and hide thee in the dust for fear of Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, lofty meaning arrogant, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down. And Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day. For the day of Yahweh of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty. and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. Okay, let's skip down. I'm gonna skip down to 17. It says, and the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low, and Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day. And the idols he shall utterly abolish, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks, and into the caves of the earth. That's talking about the bunkers, for fear of Yahweh, and for the glory of his majesty, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. See that? It says, in that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats. Now listen to this, verse 21. To go into the clefts of the rocks, and into the tops of the ragged rocks, for fear of Yahweh, and for the glory of his majesty, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. Okay, so all these Edomites, okay, these rich Edomites, okay, they think that they're going to survive the nuclear war, okay, and that they're going to come back up out of the bunkers and rebuild the earth, and that's not going to happen. Okay, they've made movies about it. Okay, they've made TV shows about it. All right, but when the nuclear missiles hit, okay, that's when Yahweh Shai is going to pop up. He's going to deliver the elect and lay down and conquer all heathen rulership. Okay, so they're going to be completely destroyed. And if you're in America and you're an Edomite and you go into a bunker, okay, the Most High is going to make sure that you don't survive. That bunker is going to become your grave. Okay, you're not going to get out of that. You're not going to get out of the destruction. Let's continue on. Revelation 6 and 16. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Okay, once again, referencing that Isaiah 2. It says, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Okay, and the answer to that is nobody. Okay, nobody can withstand the wrath of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, this is Malachi 3 and 2. But who may abide the day of his coming, and who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap. Okay, you're not going to be able to abide in the day of Yahweh Shem Shai's wrath. All right, Nahum 1:5. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence. Yea, the world and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation, and who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. Okay, so that's pretty much it. All right, no one's going to be able to withstand that wrath. Okay, the only way you're going to escape this is if you're in good standing with Yahweh Shem Shai. So let's go ahead and just reiterate everything we went over. Okay, we went over the 4 horsemen. The first one being Yahweh Shai, coming to execute judgment, to slay the kings of the earth, and to conquer. All right, and then the second horseman, okay, represents war. Okay, the spirit of war, which is Esau. All right, coming with the power of the sword to kill, all right, to cause chaos on the earth. All right, the third seal is also another judgment. All right, going into famine and captivity. Okay, these are all different punishments coming on the earth. Okay, and then fourth is just flat out death in a various multiple ways. Okay, whether it be from animals eating you, from the sword. All right, famine. Whatever. Okay, the Most High is going to bring that. He's going to bring them punishments. All right, and then, okay, this portion is going into those that were martyred. Crying out to the Most High to bring that judgment upon them, upon those that have, upon those that have done wickedly against the saints. All right, and then the last portion of this chapter is going into nuclear missiles. All right, and all the kings of the earth trying to go hide out in their bunkers. All right, which are going to become their graves if they're here in America, Babylon the Great. Okay, and if they're not here in America, all right, and they're in other parts of the world and they survive the nuclear warfare, they're going to be rounded up and taken into captivity. Okay, according to biblical prophecy. So that's pretty much it for this chapter. Okay, how righteous I was edifying. All right, as always, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. All right, this has been a breakdown of Revelation, the 6th chapter. All right, until next time, Shalom and abide.